Hi there. It's August 30th and time for Proverbs 30. We're almost done with another trip through Proverbs. This is our 12th time. This will make the 1 year mark. And Proverbs 30 are the sayings of Agar, son of Jacob of Massa, or the oracle. Somebody's called the oracle. They were considered very, very wise, okay? And Agar was a very wise person. And chapter 30 kind of winds everything up into what wisdom is all about. So, let's go. The words of Agar, son of Jacob of Massa, the oracle. The man says to Ithiel and Ukal, which were thought maybe to be students. That's the only time these people are mentioned in the Bible. Surely I am too stupid to be a man. I have not the understanding of a man. I have not learned wisdom, nor have I learned knowledge of the Holy One. This is one of the wisest men there is. Okay. The key to wisdom. Okay, are you ready? The key to wisdom is realizing that you will never be wise. Hard to say, huh? No matter how much you learn, no matter how much you know, every single person on earth will know something that you don't know. You can't know everything, okay? Only God can know everything. Okay? So yeah, when you realize that the key to wisdom is realizing that you'll never be totally wise, but always seeking it. Interesting, huh? He says, I have not learned wisdom, nor have I knowledge of the Holy One, God. Okay? You can never have ultimate knowledge of the Holy One. You can follow him. It says follow him. All your life, follow him. 4. Who ascended to heaven and came down? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has wrapped up the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name? Surely you know. He knew thousands of years before Jesus, he knew about God and the Son of God, right? You knew about Jesus. You can find Jesus in every single book in the Old Testament. Do you know that? 5. Every word of God proves true. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and you be found a liar. Important stuff. Okay. Now, a lot of people like to add words to the Bible. A lot of people have taken a lot of words out of the Bible, okay, including the most popular version. There are probably 20,000 things that were taken out by the then people in power because they didn't want people to know that. And I can tell you where those are if you're interested. Every word of God proves true. 7. 2 things I ask of thee, deny them not to me before I die. This is kind of important too. Be happy. 2 things ask of God. Remove far from me falsehood and lying. Give me neither poverty nor riches. 2 things. Okay? Remove falsehood and lying. Wrong people. And give me neither poverty nor riches. Okay? You don't want to be dirt poor. You don't want to be so rich that you don't care. Right? Feed me with the food that is needful for me. Just what I need. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and profane the name of my God. Okay? Good stuff. Not rich, not poor. Okay, 10. Do not slander a servant to his master, lest he curse you and you be held guilty. Right. You could go a long way on that, but we won't. 11. There are those who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. There are those who are pure in their own eyes, but are not cleansed of their filth. There are those who, how lofty are their eyes and how high their eyelids lift. Right? Got to look down on everybody. There are those whose teeth are swords and whose teeth are knives to devour the poor from off the earth, the needy from among men. The leech has 2 daughters. Give, give, they cry. 3 things are never satisfied. 4 never say enough. 4 things never get enough. Sheol, hell, the barren womb, the earth ever thirsty for water, and the fire which never says enough. All right, you got that? Sheol, right? Barren womb, the earth ever thirsty for water, and fire which never says enough. 4 things that are never satisfied. Fire is never satisfied. You have to keep feeding it. The earth always needs water. 17. The eye that mocks a father and scorns to obey a mother will be picked out by the ravens of the valley and eaten by the vultures. You have to honor your parents and respect your parents no matter what, okay? That is one of the 10 commandments. Honor your father and mother. And they stress that over and all over Proverbs. One of the main things to be stressed is to honor your parents. There's another 3, no 4. 3 things are too wonderful for me. 4 I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the sky. Right? The way of a serpent on a rock. It walks without legs. The way of a ship on the high seas. Yes. I don't know how they turn into the wind and go. And the way of a man with a maiden. I always like that one. The way of a man with a maiden. You think you know your friends until a pretty girl comes in the room and they start acting like complete and total idiots. And it's funny to watch. 20. This is a way of an adulteress. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I've done nothing wrong. Done no wrong. Adulteresses feel that way? There's another 3, no 4. Under 3 things there trembles, under 4 it cannot bear up. A slave when he becomes a king. And a fool when he is filled with food. An unloved woman when she gets a husband. And a maid when she succeeds her mistress. 4 things. We won't touch on those. You can spend a whole hour talking about that too. There's another 4 things are earth and small, but they're exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong yet to provide their food in the summer. The badgers are a people not mighty yet to make their homes in the rocks. Now, it's not really badgers. Most versions are talking about another animal. Okay, badgers don't live in the rocks. But which one is it? Let's see. Conies. Conies, huh? Some say conies and some say rock badgers, so maybe it is badgers. Okay, and the locusts have no king, yet all of them march in rank, right? Of one accord. The lizard you can take in your hands, yet it is in king's palaces. It's because there's a lot of them, right? Okay, here's another 3, no 4. 3 things are stately in their tread, 4 are stately in their stride. The lion, which is mightiest among beasts, and does not turn back before any. The strutting cock or rooster, the he-goat, and a king striding before his people. You have everybody behind you and you're not scared, right? Okay, 32. If you have been foolish, exalting yourself, or if you have been devising evil, put your hand in your mouth. You know why? Pressing milk produces courage, pressing the nose produces blood, and pressing anger produces strife. Right. You can sum this up in a sentence. If you're an idiot, if you're bragging, if you're prideful, and you're devising evil, you better shut up or somebody's going to punch you in the mouth, right? Just like that. Pressing the nose produces blood. Doing these things will get you punched just about every time. So, that's Proverbs 30. Let's go over our highlights here. Not too much. I tend to highlight less and less each month. I highlighted 2 and 3. Surely I am too stupid to be a man. I have not the understanding of a man. I have not learned wisdom, nor have I knowledge of the Holy One. Now, this is a guy who was an oracle, who was considered very wise by all people around him, to realize that he wasn't wise. You can't know everything. You can't, everybody knows something you don't know. The key to wisdom is realizing that you're not finished, that you're not wise. You're still learning always. Interesting, huh? Key to wisdom right there, 2 and 3. And he asked questions. Who ascended to heaven, came down? Who gathered the wind in his fist? Who has wrapped up the waters in a garment? Who established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name? Surely you know. Surely we know, huh? Jesus. And this is important. Every word of God proves true. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and you be found a liar. But people do this a lot, okay? People want to have other people like them, and they want power and control and money, so they will add words that aren't there. And just importantly, they will take out words that are there, okay? Interesting, right? Which version of the Bible do you study? Study all of them, okay? All of them. I have probably 10 versions that I consult whenever I'm studying, because I know each one was a group of humans, like they said, humans, that took the old manuscripts and translated them into English for me. And they all have different ideas, and they inject their ideas, and somebody who decides, who maybe should decide, that doesn't belong in the Bible, or we need to add this to that, okay? And it's amazing how much is added or taken away just because somebody feels like it doesn't belong in there. It says not to do that. Yeah. Probably one of the most accurate is like the New American Standard from 1995, not the new one, the old one. Okay. And if you're into the King James, get yourself a copy of the 1599 Geneva Bible. Okay. Let me find the exact name of it here. Looking for that. Yes. It's called the 1599 Geneva Bible. One of the first Bibles translated into the English language from the original manuscripts. And a lot of the King James was taken from the 1599 Geneva Bible. And you can find lots of things that King James, who was a king, authorized it, took out of the Geneva Bible because they did not want it in the King James Bible. Okay. But it's a good version if you're into that. And just a side note, did you know the King James Bible is still copyrighted and owned by the English Crown? Okay. So just interesting. Like I said, I use 10 Bibles. King James is one of them, and I use the older NIV and the New Living Translation, New King James, New American Standard. We're doing the Revised Standard Version. I like the Holman Christian Standard Bible. There's just lots. And you can compare those, okay? You can compare them online. You can compare written versions. They make parallel Bibles, which I use. It's just like this one here. You can see. There it goes. So here's a New Living, a New International, New King James, and the King James all in one Bible, okay? It's very thick and heavy, not something you can carry around, but there's lots of alternatives, okay? Get your own idea, study for yourself, come to your own conclusions, right? So there you go. I studied. There's only one day left, and tomorrow it is a very old poem, right? That's been around for a long, long time, an acrostic poem, which means it's alphabetical. And about wives, something I read to little girls back, thousands of years ago. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned later today. We're still in Ezekiel. We'll be in Ezekiel until practically the middle of September. But in our Through the Bible in a Year, we're on day 243, I believe. But that's it. Remember, the key to wisdom is realizing you will never be wise. Interesting. See you later.